Welcome, everybody. This is Encouragement for Entrepreneurs, where we want to talk about issues that affect you directly. And thank you for watching live. Today is Sunday at 3 in the afternoon. You can probably watching this live, or you're going to watch it tonight, or another day this week, or maybe 5 years from now. We have no idea. But today we have some young entrepreneurs from a small but thriving company called Frosted Threads. Will you guys introduce yourselves and tell us which one are you and what do you do?
So I'll start off. My name is Jonathan Hernandez. I am the CEO of Frosted Threads, and I just take care of whatever there needs to be done. And there's a lot of different things that go in it. But her and I work together the most on Frosted Threads.
All right.
My name is Boy, and I'm head of marketing and content creator. I'm responsible for Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the site. Yeah.
Okay, so you're the social media guru.
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Um,
And I'm Kevin Wong, and I do a lot of the operations for Frosted Threads, and I help a lot with the day-to-day business.
okay, fantastic. All right, so let's just get started in the beginning. How did this idea get started? Where does the Frosted Threads, or FT, as people know, where did they get started? To somebody's idea. Sometimes you guys just got together and say, "Hey, let's just start this business together." How did the idea get started?
So it started last year in March around. I remembered that one of my friends, Jay, came up with the name and the concept with Kevin. And I got in touch with them, and I wanted to make it an actual business. And so me, Kevin, Jay, and some other friends, we first started the business, and we went on from there.
Okay. And it starting a small business, emphasis on small, right? There's not a lot of people who get $1 million inheritance, so they can just have from day one a warehouse and a distribution channel. What has been? Let me start with you, Kevin. What has been the hardest thing you've encountered in this process? And then I'll have you, both Bui and Jonathan, also add to that. What's the hardest thing about having a small business, being an entrepreneur?
The hardest thing is getting help, mistakes, and just learning as you go. Since we don't have that much capital to when we started, and we're making this as a business as we go. The mistakes you make can be embarrassing, or they can be time consuming, and they can be scary. But ultimately, these mistakes are a learning process that is necessary to be successful.
That is a fantastic answer. By the way, I learned this phrase the other day because I was listening to somebody talk about investing in real estate, and they said every entrepreneur pays something we call a stupid tax, right? A stupid tax is extra money you pay when you make a mistake. But there is no entrepreneur in the world whose worth is weight in salt that has not made a mistake. Everybody pays a stupid tax, right? Everybody. So that for you, that was the hardest thing. What about you guys, Bowie and Jonathan?
I can go first. So I agree with Kevin. I feel like the hardest thing is just doing business because, for example, me, I don't have any experiences. So I really have to learn every single day as I go. And I do a lot of mistakes, but at the same time, it's kind of like, um, how can I say? I can see how much, how can you say that? But I'm like, I can see my ring before and after.
So you can see that, like, from the mistakes.
Yeah, the difference.
see
Yeah,
a
yeah.
path forward. Okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
exactly.
Okay. So, for example, like today, you're being interviewed by somebody who has thousands of followers, but this is preparing you when you get interviewed by a nationwide TV station that has 3 million or 5 million followers. So, you're getting all your experience now, and that's the way it happens in small business, right? We start small and we learn, we make mistakes, and we fix it, right? And we don't do it again. How about you, Jonathan? Anything you want to add in that second question?
Yeah, I think there's so many little things that come with running a business that in hindsight you don't see because you either don't have enough experience or knowledge about that, or like Kevin said, no one's really mentoring you through that process. So when we first started, it was like all sunshine and rainbows, but we forgot, well, not forgot, but we didn't understand the marketing aspect and how to push that product that you think is like amazing and that everyone will love.
Correct.
That was the hardest thing
Yeah.
to get past.
Somebody said, I think it was Mike Tyson that said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? And it's all sunshine and rainbows when you start talking about it, but then comes the hard work of actually doing. And that's where a lot of people get discouraged. Now, let me ask you the question that all the different viewers are asking. I have a couple questions that people are reacting already. People saying hello, and they thankful for the content today. But let me ask you this question. It's the question that most people who are watching this interview are watching it for. How in the world did you get 4.5 million views on TikTok? First of all, I'm a little salty about it because we started almost at the same time, and my highest amount of views, it was in my TikTok, it was 1,100, and it wasn't even in a video that I did. It was a video of my wife opening her Air Force Ones. So my videos get like 300 views. How did this happen? All right, who wants to jump in?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's the fact that we post twice a day, every single business day, so work day. And I spent a lot of time on TikTok so I could see what's trendy, what people like, what people don't like. I try to predict certain sounds that may help us with the views.
Okay.
But the video with the 4-point-some millions, I really honestly don't know.
What for somebody who hasn't watched that video, what is the video about, Kevin? What is that particular video about?
It was a how-to tutorial in an application on the iPad called Procreate. And basically you can drag an image in Procreate and it'll get you the color codes of that image. And we didn't think it would blow up that crazily, but we found out a day later that it had 1 million views and it started growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, it's amazing, right? On a tutorial, you would think that in order to get a lot of views, you would have to, jump over something or punch somebody in the mouth and run. But it's just a tutorial. So it's like the algorithm is kind of hard to figure out. But you said something that was very important there, Bui, which is consistency, right? So every day you post twice a day. So this is a good counsel for content creators: consistency, content, right? And then the third key that you told them was, these are 3 very important keys: your consistency, your content, and the fact that you're trying to figure out and learn what are the sounds and what are the things that people are liking and sharing on that particular platform. So that's very good. Anything you want to add to that, Jonathan? How did you feel when you saw that this went like, whoa.
He was so excited.
So I saw it when it was at 50K, and when it was at 50K, the day before it hit 1 million, I prayed and I visualized the video going to 1.1 million views without me even knowing that it was gonna make it there. And then the next day, I look at my phone and it's at 1.1 million views. So I
It's still growing until this
and
day.
it's still growing, and
Yeah.
we're getting a lot of followers. But I think the videos that we did tutorials or how to, or like kind of trying like helping other people and make their life easier, those videos got more views than our other ones.
And here's the fourth key that you just said, right? The three Bowie said, Kevin also stated it. And here's the other key. The other key is if you want to be successful in anything that has to do with entrepreneurship, you have to be centered on what the people want, not what you want, right? Like you might like a certain style, or you might like a certain post or a certain video or a certain way of doing things, but if people are not watching it, people don't care what you like. People care what they like, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the hardest things actually for entrepreneurs. People that want to write a book, they're like, yeah, but I like this topic. Yeah, but nobody else does. So you're gonna write a book for yourself? Like write a book that people are gonna help, that people are gonna take. Create a clothing line, whatever it is that you do. Now here's my next question. My next question is, what do you do? And I'll start with since I started last time with Bowie and then with Kevin, I'm going to start with Jonathan now. What do you do when you're discouraged? Right? This is what happened with entrepreneurs, especially when you're starting out. Not every day is 1,000,001 views on TikTok. Not every day is a high day. Not every day is I sold a lot of shirts today. Not a lot of gear today. Not every day. Some days are like, man, is anybody even noticing we're here? Is anybody even buying? What are we even doing? So how do you get over disappointment or discouraging thoughts along the way? What is your process to continue to go and grind even if you don't see immediate results? I'll start with Jonathan, and I want you guys also to add your comments to that.
So I like to read now. I didn't used to, but I do like to read. And in the books I read that journaling very helps a lot. So I journal, and journaling, what it does is you could put anything you want in the journal, but I try to put it to my goals that I want to see. And even if it's like something outlandish that I've never seen before or don't know how I'm gonna get it, I still write it down every day, what my main goals are, so that I can keep my mind focused on what I want and not with what is happening. And then always try to make a plan on how to get it. So you could write down whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that it aligns with your values, and you just go every day. And some days are going to be bad, some days are going to be great, and you could just see, little goals turn into big ones over time.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it.
That's one of the hardest things to do, though, right? Because people that our natural inclination is for us to give up. We're like, man, I'm not a millionaire in 2 weeks. What's wrong with the people? How about you, Kevin? Anything you want to add to that? How do you get over disappointment where you don't see? I mean, you're the guy that sees the sales, right? You're in the back end with all the financial stuff. What do you do to continue going, even though some days are harder than others?
Sometimes you just have to take a step back and tackle the problem from an analytical point of view. Sometimes you have to make goals for yourself on, what goals you want to achieve in the next few months or the next year. I personally was collaborating on larger artist on a project, and they were being unhelpful, and it was frustrating. But I ended up coming up with a plan, and we hit those goals, and that was what was important.
So you're saying, so there's a big, huge goal at the end, but if you break it down to smaller size, bite-sized goal, then it keeps you going, because you're like, okay, so how do we figure out what's happening today instead of getting frustrated over the whole thing? That's very good, very insightful. I mean, you guys are young, but you guys are pretty intelligent, right? That's why I'd like for you guys to give me the recipe so I can go from 300 views to 1 million, 4 million. If that comes out of this program, I would declare it a winner. How about you, Boy? What do you do when you get discouraged, or when you think like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing? How do we get over this hump, this wall?
I talk to myself a lot. Like, I look in the mirror and I'm like, yes, I'm a businesswoman. I'm gonna be successful because I deserve it, because I'm putting the work, and kind of like encourage myself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody does. So I talk to myself a lot.
Good.
Good.
Good. All right. And here's my last question. And if anybody has a question that on our online viewership, we're streaming not just through YouTube, but also through Facebook, and then a Facebook page. So if you found this helpful, let people know about it so they can get encouraged. Here's my last question. You said that the company has a specific values. How does your personal faith, your values, your direction, your goals of being other-centered, helping other people, how is that in your business plan? Where is that reflected? Instead of just having our goal is just to make money, that's it. But you have other stated goals that I really like, and that's the reason why I invited you guys to come on, so you can share and encourage other people who are thinking about also starting their business. So talk to me about that. How do you want to help humanity?
So we decided our very first collection that 100% of all profits were going to go to feed the children in Yemen.
Okay.
And all of us are very mission based. We give a percentage of what we have to different charities that we see in our own lives. But our motto is generosity breeds prosperity.
That's a powerful.
So from the moment that we started the company, we already knew that we want to change certain things that we can, because there's a lot of things to change, but anything helps too. So we always want to give back, and 15% of all of our profits on the rest of the clothing go to different charities every month, so we can diversify.
Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to give away 3 of your products for our viewership, right? So over the next 24 hours, we're recording this on Sunday. So if you're watching this on Monday, you can still participate. Over the next 24 hours until 6 o'clock Eastern time on Monday, March the 8th, we're going to pick 3 winners, right? All you have to do is put in the comment section, I want it. Okay? I want it. I want it. And then please leave us your size in t-shirt, right? So if you say I'm a medium, I'm a large, or I'm an extra large, what sizes can you guys go up to?
2XL.
Yeah.
2XL. Okay, so small to 2XL. So I say I want it, and we're gonna give away, courtesy of encouragement for entrepreneurs, we're gonna give away some of your frosted threads. Any last words that you want to say about your company? What's this new collection that you guys have that just started this week? Anything in particular that was very exciting? Do you have a favorite of the ones that you came up with?
I do actually. Wait, I'm gonna bring it.
All right, bring it. By the way, my favorite is the one that Bowie has, but in yellow.
Mm,
Mhm.
this is my favorite.
Okay.
It's like a little old school style, but it really complements everyone.
Fantastic. Well, how about you, Kevin? Which one is your favorite?
My favorite is the one with the child's drawing, the one that John's wearing right now.
Okay. How about you? How about you, Jonathan?
I like the one that she's wearing right now.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. So we're gonna give away 3 of them. Just put your size and say, "I want it." People are putting it already. They're like, "I'm not gonna wait until this is over. I'm gonna start putting it right now." Like, okay, all right, dude. Hold your horses. We're gonna get there. What is your website so people can go there and see your spring collection?
Our website is frostedthreads.com. One word. And
Okay.
yeah, frostedthreads.com. Regular spelling.
Okay. What we're gonna do is we'll link it up in the description of this video, so people can just click it and go there. All right. Any final words for entrepreneurs? Maybe somebody who's a young person right now who's thinking about it is like, man, I want to go this route. What's the one counsel you would give them? We'll start with Kevin, then Bowie, and then Jonathan will find it. We'll finish it, and then we'll say goodbye.
My thing is never give up. I mean, it gets hard, it's frustrating, but if you never give up, you'll reach your success at one point. If you give up, then you've failed and you've already ended it.
I would say,
How about you, Bowie?
if you want it, then get it. That simple.
And before you answer, Jonathan, somebody asked, Ophelia Reyes says, how can we find them on social media? She's asking.
It's Frosted Threads also on Instagram and TikTok.
Got it.
And
Facebook,
Twitter,
and Twitter. So
And TikTok
and Pinterest.
and Pinterest. Wow.
Yes, it's Frosted Threads across the board.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So one last thought, Jonathan. Any encouragement for entrepreneurs today?
Before you start in your field, I would try to find others that are kind of in the field. Go on YouTube. Try to learn as much as you can before you have money invested into it.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean study for the rest of your life and never start something, but study and learn until you feel comfortable enough, because in the end it's going to be your money. So
good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, this has been encouragement for entrepreneurs. We thank you, Kevin, Bowie, and Jonathan, Frosted Threads, for joining us today. We thank you, and we do this in English on Sunday afternoons, and Spanish on Sunday evenings. Thank you for watching, and remember, everybody, that if God is for you, those who are against you are wasting their time. Have a great afternoon.